today we are going to be in our Unit 2 reading books in our story, The Legend of the Lady Slipper. We're going to start on page 63. We're going to be looking at Max the Magnifying Glass. We haven't seen him in a while. And we're going to go through our close read notes. Who can tell me what is close reading? What does that mean? We've done some different passages, like the Thanksgiving dinner passage. We did a scarecrow passage. We did we do one on astronauts in space? No. Okay, we haven't done that one yet. That one's coming at some point. What's close reading? Every time we go into the story, we do what? Yes, ma'am. We are going to find the text evidence, but every time we read the story, we dig a little bit deeper. Remember, that's close reading. So, like, on the first day, we'd look at the vocabulary words. On the second day, we read the passage. I read it to you. You read it to yourself. The third day, we do questions, and the fourth day, we do, like, a writing activity. So, every day, we use the same text, but we're going deeper into the text every time. And this is going to really get you ready for third grade. Okay? So, on page 63, can I borrow this to show our friends at home? Your big reading book, this one's really thick, okay? It says 2.2 on it. So, 2.2, page 63, and you need a highlighter if you have one. If not, you can just use a pencil. And we are on page 63, and we're going to look at Max the Magnifying Glass over here. You can go ahead and circle him if you want. We're going to do our close read notes. Okay? So, underline, we're just going to highlight because it's more fun, right? Underline words the author uses to show the people in the story speak a different language other than English. How do we know they speak a different language? So we're going to use our highlighter and we're going to go in here and we're going to highlight and prove our text. Say it louder so friends at home can hear you. We're going to prove our text evidence of why we know that these people speak a different language. First of all, I need to know what an author is. Who is an author, or what is an author? Someone who does what? Brayden? Absolutely. An author is someone who writes a story. So how do we know the author is having these friends in our story speak a different language? Who can come up and highlight it for us? You'll be featured in our video. Graham. Come highlight the words the author uses to show that they speak a different language. You have to wave at the camera, though, with your cowboy hat on. All right, highlight or underline. Let's highlight. Yep, perfect. The mash key. Yeah, the healing herbs they needed. Good job. Thank you. Have a seat. Good job. So that is a different language, right? We don't know what that means. But then they continue going. They tell us it means the healing herbs. So in your book, go ahead and highlight that. The people in the story speak a different language. Yep, that right there. Yep. Good job. Thumbs up when you're with me. Good job. So that tells us they're speaking a different language. Good job. Let's move on to the next page. Page 64. Okay, the close read notes. We have Max the Magnifying Glass on page 64 over here. Remember, every time we read, we go a little bit deeper in the text. Max the Magnifying Glass, we're looking for different answers, okay? It says, highlight words that show how the girl feels about her village. So we're going to reread this page and we're going to see how she feels about her village, okay? Line 6. But then even he became ill. Now the little girl thought surely there was no one else to go. unless she herself were to make the journey. Maybe tomorrow, she thought. But looking at her brother, his face bright with fever, she knew she had to leave right away. How is the little girl feeling on this page? On page 64, how is the little girl feeling? Yes, sir.
Scared.
Why do you say scared? What does it say in the story that makes you think that?
Because she says maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow, so she doesn't want to go right now, right? Exactly. So, what else does she say in there that maybe shows that she's scared? Maybe tomorrow, and then she says something else. On line 7, now the little girl thought surely there was...
No one else to go.
What's it say, everybody? Surely there was...
No one else to go.
No one else to go. So in her head, she's thinking, that means what? She's going to have to go. So with your highlighter, we're going to highlight now the little... Oh, sorry. Not the highlighter. Now the little girl thought surely there was no one else to go unless she herself were to make the journey. Maybe tomorrow, she thought. So she's maybe a little scared. Good job. Alright, and then we're going to do one last close read note on page 68. Once you have that done, let's go to page 68. So you're going to flip a little more to page 68. We're going to find Max.
I'm trying to find the older Maxes.
Okay. Alright, discuss author's purpose. So author's purpose, we have P, which stands for persuade, I, which stands for inform, and E, which stands for entertain. So underline the words the author uses to show the girl is a hero to the people in her village. How do we know she's a hero? So we have our vocabulary words. Exhausted, admiration, medicines, moccasins, messenger. Okay? So listen for one of those words as I read. When she reached the other side, all of the people rushed out to meet her. She told them her story, and when she finished, she saw their faces glowing with admiration. Raise your hand if you heard one of our vocabulary words. What vocabulary word did you hear? Yes, ma'am.
Admiration.
Admiration. And if you don't know what that word means, guess what you can do?
What?
Look right here in your story. It says admiration, a feeling of great respect and approval. So how do we know the people in her village thought she was a hero? What's that really good word they use to describe her? Yes, sir.
Also, we can know what it means.
Yeah, we can look in our vocabulary pouch. Absolutely. How do we know that they think she's a hero? What words does the author use to show she's a hero to the people in her village? Yes, sir.
Admiration.
Yeah, they looked at her with admiration, right? They're really looking up to her. So with your highlighter, you're going to highlight. She told them her story, and when she finished, she saw their faces glowing with admiration. They really look up to her. If someone is a hero to you, you really look up to that person, so your face might be glowing with admiration when you look at them. Okay? Admiration. Good job. So those are our close read notes we're going to look at today. The author's purpose. What do we think the author's purpose is in this story? Are they trying to persuade us to do something? Are they like, you should do this because? No. Are they giving us facts? Is it about like polar bears or penguins or something informational? So what's left? What are they trying to do in this story? Everybody. Entertain. Yeah, it's just a story. It's a legend. Okay, remember, it's a legend, which is the purpose of a legend is to tell a story about a hero or an event. So the little girl was the hero because what did she do in the story? What did she do in the story? Yes, sir. Why was she a hero in the story? Remember?
She saved her village.
She saved her village from,
Dying.
yeah, the sickness, right? All right, great job. Okay, you guys can